India is not talking about nuclear power anymore. India is placing reactors on the map. And when nuclear sites are named, budgets are committed, laws are rewritten, this stops being policy talks. This becomes power engineering. Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh have been chosen for India's first small nuclear reactors. This is not about clean energy. This is about who controls electricity, industry, and strategic leverage for the next 50 years. Let's break down what's actually happening and why this matters far beyond electricity. For decades, nuclear power in India was simple: big reactors, government ownership, slow execution, zero private control. But that model doesn't scale fast enough for a country targeting 100 gigawatts of nuclear capacity by 2047. Enter small modular reactors or SMR. Smaller units, modular construction, faster deployment, and more importantly, politically acceptable private participation. This is where real shift begins. The three reactors, Bharat SMR-200 or BSMR-200. The flagship is the 200 megawatt Bharat Small Modular Reactor developed by BARC. It uses proven pressurized water reactor technology, nothing experimental, nothing risky. This is deliberate. India is choosing reliability over novelty for its first move. This will be built at Tarapur, Maharashtra, India's oldest nuclear site. This reactor is meant for grid power and industrial captive use. Steel plants, refineries, data centers. Whoever controls these reactors controls uninterrupted industrial power. SMR 55. Along with it, the 55 megawatt SMR 55 is also proposed for Tarapur. Smaller, more flexible, easier to replicate. This is the model for distributed nuclear power, where energy moves closer to industry instead of flowing from distant grids. This quietly weakens state electricity monopolies. High temperature gas cooled reactors, 5 megawatt. The third reactor is not for electricity at all. A high temperature gas cooled reactor planned at BARC's Vizag campus. Its proposed is hydrogen production. Its purpose is hydrogen production. This is nuclear energy stepping into chemical and industrial dominance, not just lighting homes. This is long term leverage. You may ask why Tarapur and Vizag? Tarapur was chosen because it's safe, not technologically, but politically and institutionally. Nuclear history since 1969, existing infrastructure, trained manpower, regulatory familiarity. Translation would be lowest execution risk. Vizag, on the other hand, is a strategic R&D zone. Naval presence, industrial corridor access, controlled research environment, which means innovation without public resistance. The Indian government has already committed 20,000 crore in the 25 and 2026 fiscal budget. The target, at least 5 indigenously designed SMRs operational by 2033. This is not just a press release budget, this is execution money. And the BSMR 200 is already moving through financial and administrative approvals. Until now, nuclear power in India was locked behind law. Only NPCIL and Bhavini could own or operate reactors. No private ownership, no foreign capital. That wall is cracking. The Atomic Energy Bill 2025 is being prepared to allow broader participation. NPCIL has already floated requests for proposals for industrial captive SMRs, and the deadline has been extended to March 2026. That extension tells you one thing: serious industrial players are negotiating. This is not an energy transition story, this is about energy sovereignty. SMR allows capital to detach from fragile grids. They allow capital to bypass state bottlenecks. They allow India to scale nuclear power without political paralysis. Large reactors build nations, small reactors build control. Tarapur is deployment, Vizag is experimentation, SMRs are the wedge. And this is how being ideology, nuclear power stops being an ideology and becomes infrastructure dominance. Watching the space carefully. Because once the first SMRE goes live, the older nuclear order in India is finished.